or multiple choice questions. Which one of the following countries has the largest size of illiterate population in the age group of 15 plus in the world? The answer is which is one of the largest size of illiterate population. So the illiterate population is in Myanmar. It is in Myanmar. Now, development of a country can generally be determined by its per capita income, its average literacy level also, and health status of its people, none of these. So because only one option is being asked, so we will give per capita income. We can obtain per capita income of a country by calculating what? The answer is, we can take the national income and we can divide, that is the national income divided by the total population. This is going to be the per capita income of a country. Kerala has low infant mortality rate. Why? The answer is, it has adequate provision of basic health and education facilities. Health and education both are important. That is why Kerala, being 99% literate, it has low infant mortality rate. Which of the following neighboring countries have better performance in terms of HDI, that is human development, than India? The answer is Sri Lanka. Assume there are 4 families in a country. The average per capita income of these countries is 5,000. The income of 3 families is 4,000, 7,000, 3,000 respectively. What is the income of the 4th family? So we just add them, 4,000 plus 7,000 plus 3,000, it is going to be 14,000. So we just add this with the x, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us assume the 4th one is x. So 4,000, 7,000, 3,000 plus x. So 14,000 plus x divided by 4 is the 5,000, which is the average. So this is going to be 14,000 plus x equal to 5,000 into 4, that is 20,000. So just take it here, x will be equal to 6,000. This is the answer. According to World Development Report 2004, the low-income countries are those which have per capita income of, the answer is $825, that is $825 or less. This has changed in 2011. Okay. Identify which of the following cannot be a development goal for a landless rural laborer. The answer is, he doesn't want foreign tours. He just wants land. He wants good labor, good wages. Besides seeking more income, one way or the other, people also seek things like, they want equal treatment, they want freedom, they want security, so they need all of them. So 9 is D. Different persons could have different as well as conflicting notions of a country's development. A fair, just and just path for all should be achieved. Interpret the concept being discussed here. The answer is national development. List how many tons of liquid toxic waste a vessel dumped in a city called Abidjan in Ivory Coast, a country in Africa. How many tons of the liquid, toxic liquid in the water? The answer is 500 tons. 1 ton is 100 kg. So you can assume how many kg is there. Countries with higher or high income are dash than others with less income. They are more developed than others with less income. Income of the country divided by the total population is known as per capita income. The World Development Report 2006, countries or these rich countries are those which 2004 has in the per capita income of. The answer is 4,53,000 and above. In 2011, it has changed. That is, those countries, rich countries, 8.6 lakh. This is 4.53 lakhs. Now, in World Development Report 2006, low-income countries were those which in 2004 had the per capita income of. The answer is 37,000. But in 2011, this amount is 70,000. 70,000 Indian rupees. In 2004, India came in the category of. In which category India came? Low income categories. But 2011, it is in between rich and poor, because rich is 8.6 lakh per annum per person and the poor were 70,000 per person per annum. And India was 93,000 per person per annum. Per annum is for a whole year. Comparing all states, identify the states which has the highest per capita income in 2002-2003. The answer is Punjab. Which state had the least per capita income in 2002-2003? And the answer is Bihar. Number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1,000 live children born in the particular year is known as the infant mortality rate. Infant means kid, children, child. Mortality means death. Rate is rate, right? How fast it is growing. So 19th here is infant mortality rate. Proportion of literate population in the 7, that is anyone who is 7 plus and he is able to read or write, or she is able to read or write, is called as, what is the answer? The answer is literacy rate. Which age group of children is included in calculating the net attendance ratio? It is 6 to 10. In 2003, infant mortality rate in Kerala was, it's 11 only, while Punjab was having 49. For the year 95-96, the net attendance ratio of class 1 to 5th in Bihar was 41. Literacy rate for rural male population of Uttar Pradesh is, it's 52%. For calculating the BMI, body mass index, that is what is the height and what is the weight, that is a proportionate body to the weight ratio is body mass index. Weight of a person is divided by, the answer is square of the height. The BMI is less than 18.5, then the person would be considered as undernourished. Report published by the UNDP which compares countries based on the educational level of the people, their health status and per capita income is Human Development Report. SGI rank of India in the world out of 177 countries in 2004 was, it's 126. India's per capita income in US dollar is dash Sri Lanka, that is less than Sri Lanka in 2004. So 29 will go with the less than. Nepal has nearly dash the per capita income of India. The answer is, it's half the per capita income of India. What proportion of country is overusing their groundwaters? What proportion? The answer is 1/3 of the country. We are overusing the groundwater reserves. Resources which will get exhausted after years of use is called, they are non-renewable resources. We cannot renew them. That is why they are called as non-renewable resources. So these are the key to the question answers we just saw. This you have to recheck, otherwise all are correct. Sectors of the Indian economy. The sectors are classified into public and private sector on the basis of, so public and private sector, the answer is ownership of the enterprises. The public sector is owned by the government and private sector is owned by some individual or group of people. The value of all final goods and services produced within a country during a particular year is called as, it's called GDP, that is gross domestic product. The service sector includes activities such as service sector, that is the helping sector for primary and secondary sector. The answer is transport, communication and banking. Choose the correct meaning of organized sector. Organized sector, there are two sectors, organized and unorganized. Organized means rules and regulation of the government is followed. In unorganized, generally not. So what is the answer here? First, it covers those enterprises where the terms of employment are regular. This is correct. So this is only correct. It is outside the control of government. This is wrong because it is inside the control of the government. Jobs are not regular. This is wrong because jobs are regular. It provides low salaries. No, it provides proper salaries. Production of commodity, mostly through the natural process, is an activity in sector. Which sector? Natural. Wherever this name or the word natural comes, that means we are talking about primary sector. GDP is the total value of dash produced during a particular year. The answer is all the final goods. Please understand, all the final goods and services. In terms of GDP, there is no intermediate or all goods and services. You have to have the final goods and services to be included. In terms of GDP, the share of tertiary sector in 2003 is 70%. Underemployment occurs when people, underemployment means people are working, they seem to be working, but not that way. They are not putting all their effort, or their effort is not being utilized. So the answer is they are working less than what they are capable of doing. When we produce a good by exploiting natural resources, it is an activity of, so again, exploiting the natural resources. As I said, this word, that means we are certainly talking about the primary sector. Natural products are changed into other forms through ways of manufacturing. So natural products, now manufacturing has come. This word manufacturing means we are dealing with the secondary sector. Which of the following is included in tertiary sector? Tertiary sector provide services. So what is the answer? It's ATM booths, call center, internet cafe, all are providing the services, so all of them. Only dash are included to know the total production in each sector. So only final goods and services are included. So our answer is final goods and services, A. At the initial stages of development, dash was the most important sector of economic activity. Whenever we have initial stages of development, the primary sector becomes very important. But when we talk about the cities or countries which are developed, the tertiary sector provides most to the GDP or the economy of the country. In the past 100 years, there has been a further shift from secondary to tertiary in developed countries. So the answer here is it's tertiary sector. Mention the largest producing sector in 2003 in India. The answer is tertiary. Name the sector which continues to be the largest employer even in the year 2000. So the answer is primary sector. Most of the people, though, the tertiary sector is providing most of the content to GDP or boost to GDP, but still 60% and more people are involved in primary in this year, agriculture and related activities. A situation in which more persons are employed on a job than are optimally required. That is, they are not required, but still they are employed and they are feeling that they are doing job. And the answer here is 17th, disguised unemployment. A study conducted by Planning Commission estimates that the following number of jobs can be created in the education sector alone. So answer is 20 lakhs. Now it is Niti Aayog, so Planning Commission. Out of 200 million children in school going age group, how many are attending schools? Only one third are attending. That is, 2/3 are not attending. According to Planning Commission, if tourism as a sector is improved, every year we can give additional employment to people more than 35 lakhs. Central government in India made a law implementing the right to work in how many districts of India? So initially it was 200, but now it has changed. So at this time, according to the content in the NCERT book, it is 200 districts. Under Narega or Manrega 2005, how many days of work in a year are guaranteed by the government? So 100 days are guaranteed. That is a little more than 3 months. Enterprises or places of work where the terms of employment are regular and people have assured work comes under. So here regular and assurance, that means we are talking about the organized sector. Percentage of people in the unorganized sector in tertiary sector is, it's 76%. In the rural areas, the unorganized sector mostly comprises of landless agriculture laborers, garment makers no, street vendors, it is rural areas, so street vendors are not there. The sharecroppers and artisans. So first and fourth we can take. D is the answer. Which of them does not generally find itself in the unorganized sector? So it is rich families. They are mostly, they don't generally go to this unorganized sector. Government owns most of the assets and provides all the services. Government owned is public sector, so B is the answer. There are a large number of activities like providing health and education which are the primary responsibility of, the answer is government. This is the key to the solution. The MCQ and multiple choice questions, which one of the following statement is most appropriate regarding transaction made in money? So the answer is it promotes trade. All others are also, almost look true, but this is the best one. It promotes trade. Which one of the following is the new way of providing loans to the rural poor? The answer is SHG, self-help groups. Which among the following authorities issues currency notes? It's the Reserve Bank of India, RBI. Banks provide a higher rate of interest on which one of the following accounts? The answer is if you have fixed deposits FD for long period. For long period. Which one of the following is the main source of credit for rich urban households in India? It's formal sector. The rich urban, they are used to take they are subjected to take the loans from the formal sector rather than the informal sector. That is, they take the loans from banks or cooperative society, mostly banks. Which one of the following is an essential feature of barter system? And it requires double coincidence of wants. That is, the person who is selling something, the person who is, you can say, buying something, they both should be having the requirement of each other stuff, the utpa, the product. Otherwise, the barter system between them is not possible, or exchange is not possible. Which one of the following terms is not included against loans? And it is lender's land. It is not included. Interest rate, collateral, documentation, all who is taking the money or who is borrowing the money, everything is being taken. But lender's land has to do nothing with this. What is the main source of income for banks? And the answer here is the difference between the interest charged to the borrowers and depositors, because the interest given to borrowers are less, the interest being charged from the borrowers are high. The difference between these two is the main source of income of the banks. In which one of the following systems exchange of goods is done without use of money? There is no money involved, and this is the barter system. That is, someone sells wheat to someone who is selling, say, shoes, right? There is no money involved. Which of the following has an essential feature of double coincidence? So the answer here is barter system. Double coincidence Means barter system. Barter system means the double coincidence has to be there. What percent of their deposits do bank hold as cash? And we are talking about India. So the answer is 15%. All the amount which is there, say 10,000 rupees of all the people who are having the bank or who are the depositors, say all the amount they have deposited is 10,000. So 15% of this has to be kept by the bank as cash. So around 1,500 they have to have as cash. Which of the following is an asset that the borrower owns and uses as a guarantee until the loan is repaid to the lender? And the answer is collateral, the asset, collateral, the documentation, the land or anything which can be liquidated or which can be sold if the buyer or if the borrower doesn't return the loan. How many members are typical SIP or a typical SHG self-help group should have? And the answer is around 15 to 20. In a barter system, which one of these is true? It is goods are exchanged without the use of money. So in barter system, the basic thing is the money is not involved. There is no exchange of money. About what percentage of their deposits is kept as cash by banks in India? So this we have already seen. It is 15%. Why do banks keep a small portions of the deposits as cash with themselves? Because people can come, though those who are depositor, they may need the money for their needs. So the answer here is to pay the depositors who might come to withdraw the money. The currency notes on behalf of the central government are issued by whom? It is issued by Reserve Bank of India, RBI. Which one of the following is not a feature of money? And it is lack of divisibility. This is not the feature of money. It is a medium of exchange. A store of value is there, a unit of account is there, but the lack of divisibility is not what money is associated with. Professor Muhammad Yunus, and Muhammad Yunus, he is from Bangladesh and he is a Nobel laureate. So Professor Muhammad Yunus is the founder of which one of the following banks? The answer is Grameen Bank in Bangladesh. Which one of the following is a modern form of currency? And it is paper notes. The informal source of credit does not include which one of the following? And it is cooperative societies. Banks and cooperative society, they are informal sectors. They are informal sectors. I am saying in a formal sector. But traders, friends, money lenders, they all come in informal sector or in more informal sources of money. Anything which is generally accepted by the people in exchange of goods and services. And the answer is money. Both parties agrees to sell and buy each other commodities. And this is the 23rd, which is double coincidence of wants. Actually, this is barter system only, barter system. Money acts as an intermediate in the exchange process. Which function of money is highlighted here? It is a medium of exchange. This one is there. Modern forms of money include, so modern forms of money include the paper notes and the coins. So second and third, D is the answer. Money is accepted as a medium of exchange because the currency is authorized by the government. Money is accepted as a medium of exchange because the currency is authorized by the government, central government. Deposits in the bank account can be withdrawn on demand. Therefore, these deposits are called, it is demand deposits. It is paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount from the person's account to the person in whose name it has been made, and this is called check. It's called check. Banks use the major portions of the deposits to lend, to give loan. So the answer is extend loans. An agreement in which the lender supplies the borrower with money, goods and services in return of the promise of future payment. And this is credit, loan, sak, udhar. Salim, the shoe manufacturer, to meet expenses, obtained loans from two sources. So he obtained from, first of all, he asked the leather supplier to supply leather on credit. That is, he didn't pay the money. He just said that you give me on udhar, or on my credit. And then the second one he took from where? From that is, obtains a loan in cash as an advance payment, because 3,000 shoes pair he has to make. He took advance for 1,000 shoes payment. That is how first and third. So this is the answer, A. Swapna is unable to repay the moneylender and she is caught in debt trap. She has to sell a part of the land to pay off the debt. The situation is an example of, so I already answered it. This is debt trap. That is, you have taken loan, then something bad happens, you are not able to repay the loan. For that you again take the loan. So this is a debt trap. Whether credit would be useful or not depends on, and it is whether there is some support in case of loss, yes, and then we have risk in the situation. So D is the answer. Terms of credits does not include sak or udhar ki shartein, loan ki shartein. This does not include check. Krishak cooperative functioning in village near Sonpur has dash farmers as members. So how many is given in the textbook? The answer is 2,300. Formal sector's loans include loans from. Formal sector means banks and cooperatives. So the answer here will be A, banks and cooperatives. Contribution of commercial banks as a source of credit for rural households in India in 2003 was, it is 25%. Organization which supervises the credit activities of lenders in the informal sector, and this is no organization. There is no organization to supervise in informal sector. For formal sector we have RBI. So the answer here is A. Compared to the formal lenders, most of the informal lenders charge a much dash interest on loans. It is C, higher interest on loans. Formal sector meets only about dash of the total credit needs of the rural people. This question is based on 2003. So the answer is half. If you take this year different, it may be 1/3. So you have to see what is the amount or what is the statistics of the year. It is important that the formal credit is distributed more equally so that those people who have no collateral or they really need money, the poor can benefit from the cheaper loans. After a year or two, the SHG, small help groups, is regular in saving. It becomes eligible for availing loan from, this is bank. Dash help borrowers overcome the problem, and this is SHG, small help groups. Almost all the borrowers of Grameen Bank of Bangladesh are women, mostly women, almost all. That is why mostly women are there. So this is the key to the multiple choice questions. These are the answers. We have now the multiple choice questions. So Cargill Foods is the largest producers of which of the following in India? So the answer is edible oil, cooking oil, eating oil. WTO, World Trade Organization, was started as the initiative of which one of the following group of countries? And the answer is developed countries. Which one of the following organization lays stress on liberalization of foreign trade and foreign investment? This is WTO, World Trade Organization. Which one of the following is not a characteristics of SEZ, Special Economic Zone? The answer is they do not have to pay taxes for long period. They have to pay tax for not 5 years, but after that they have to pay tax. All are true. Which one of the following Indian industries has been hit hard by globalization? The answer is toy making. We have seen the example of toy coming from China, and people are going after these toys. They are buying it. Which one of the following type of countries have been more benefited from globalization? The answer is developed countries. So now developed countries you can answer because the options are given like this. Removing barriers or restrictions set by the government is called as liberalization. Investment made by MNCs are termed as, it is foreign investment. What is the process of rapid integration or interconnection between countries called? The answer is globalization. It is globalization. Which one of the following is an example of trade barrier? Trade barrier. It is tax on imports. Removal of barriers set by the government is known as, we have already seen this, so it is liberalization. Globalization does not involve which one of the following? You have to answer does not, right? So it is increased taxes on imports. So increased taxes of imports does not involve the globalization, so it is the answer. Which of the following is not a feature of MNC, multinational company, and it employs labor only from its own country, right? It employs the labor from the you can say the company where it is being established. So the local people are being employed. Liberalization involves which one of the following? The answer is removal of trade barriers. The past 2 decades of globalization has seen rapid movements in. The answer is goods, services and people between countries. So goods, services and investment between countries, this also is true, but now this good services and people, this is quite true because it is given in the text also. The most common route for investment by MNCs in country around the world is to buy existing local companies. Globalization has led to improvement in living conditions. It is of workers in the developing countries, right? Globalization, because the people in the developed countries, the living conditions is already good. So the answer will be C. Globalization by connecting countries shall result in, it is greater competition among producers. Company that owns or controls production in more than one nation. So what is this? The answer is multinational companies or multinational corporations. Investment made by MNCs is called, it is foreign investment. D. Benefit to the local company of joint production with MNCs is, and the answer is, see there are 4 options, so we'll choose 2 of them, right? So it is money from MNCs for additional investment, this is also true. Moral and social support, no, all of them no. Latest technology for production, so 1 and 3. So D is the answer. Cargill Food, a very large American MNCs, has bought over small Indian companies like Parak Foods. Cargill is now the largest producer of edible oil in India with a capacity to make how much pouches daily? 5 million. Examples of industries where production is carried out by large number of small producers around the world, and the answer is garments, foods, sports items, so all of them. 24 is D. Ford Motors came to India in which year did they come? It's 1995. B. Effect of Chinese toys on India toy makers is, it is they are suffering losses. Indian toy makers, they are suffering losses. Rapid integration or interconnection between countries is known as, it is globalization. Post 50 years have seen several improvement in, what is the answer? It's transportation technology, information technology, communication technology, that is ICT, information and communication technology. So answer is all of them. Tax on imports is an example of trade barriers. Tax on imports is a trade barrier. Removing barriers or restrictions set by the government is known as, the answer is liberalization. Around which year need for removing barriers on foreign trade and foreign investment is in India was felt? It is 1991 when the liberalization took place. Dash is one such organization whose aim is to liberalize international trade, and it is WTO, World Trade Organization. Till 2006, how many members were there in WTO? And the answer is 150. Companies who set up production units in the special economic zones do not have to pay taxes for an initial period of 5 years. Industries where small manufacturers have been hit hard due to competition, and the answer is batteries, tires, dairy farms, all of them. Number of workers that small industries in India employ, and it is 20 million. To get large orders, Indian exporters try hard to cut their own cost by, it is cutting the labor cost. To achieve the goal of fair globalization, major role can be played by, the answer is people and government. So the answer would be 1 and 2. So it is C. 38 is C. It refers to the globalization which creates opportunities for all and ensures that its benefits are better shared. And it is called as fair globalization, justified globalization, fair globalization. Allowing the private sector to set up more and more of such industries as were previously reserved for public sector. And it is privatization. So these are the keys for the question we just covered. Now the multiple choice questions. Which one of the following logos is used for standardization of agriculture product? Please understand, this is for agriculture product, and the answer is it's egg mark. It's egg mark. So this is the answer. C. In which one of the following codes a consumer should file a case if he or she is exploited in the market? The answer is consumer code. Hallmark is used as a logo for which one of the following? So it is used for jewelry. Third is B. On which one of the following items is ISI used as a logo? And it is LPG cylinder. ISI, LPG cylinder. For which of these products does it become mandatory for the products producers to get certified? And this is LPG cylinder, because this is very dangerous. The district court deals with the cases involving claim up to, and here the answer is 20 lakhs. So 20 lakhs, 20 and 20 lakhs below, it's district. 20 lakh and 1 CR, that is 1 crore, that is going to be taken up in district level, and all above 1 crore in the Rashtriya or national level. So the second question is, the next question is like this only. The district level consumer code deals with the cases involving claims, and the answer is this district level up to 20 lakhs. District code 20 lakhs. District code 20 lakhs. Which of the following rights related to availing details of ingredients of a product? That is, you need to know what is inside the product. And the answer is right to be informed. In which one of the following years was the Right to Information Act being implemented? And it was implemented in the year 2005. The district level court deals with the cases involving claims. This we have already seen. So the answer is up to 20 lakhs. This 20 and 1 crore is the Zilla Star or state level, the national level exceeding 1 crore. When did the United Nations adopt the guidelines for consumer protection? And this happened in 1985. Which one of the following statement is false? Which is false? B. The consumer readdressal process is very simple and very quick. It is false. It's not so easy. It's cumbersome. In the marketplace, rules and regulations are required for the protection of, for us, consumers. So 13 is C. In India, the consumer movement as a dash originated with the necessity of protecting and promoting the interest of consumer against unethical and unfair trade practices. So the answer of this one is social force. Rampant food shortages, hoarding, black marketing gave birth to the consumer movement in an organized form in the year, and this is 1960s. At international level, this has become the foundation for consumer movement, and the answer is Consumers International. A major step taken in 1986 by the Indian government was the enactment of COPRA. So answer of 17 is Consumer Protection Act, this one. In case of Reggie Matthew, he suffered due to improper anesthesia, which resulted in brain abnormalities. Who was held responsible by the National Commission after locking into complaint? The answer here is hospital. The hospital should be held accountable. Because of this right, rules have been made so that the manufacturer displays all the information relating to the commodity, and it is D, right to be informed. In October 2005, the Government of India enacted a law known as RTI, Right to Information Act. A student who has paid lump sum fee for a course for 3 years to a coaching institute now decides in between to discontinue that institute due to lack of quality of teaching. Can this student get proportionate amount of fee refundable as per the law? And the answer is yes. He must and he should get it. So the answer is B, yes. Consumers have the right to be protected against any danger caused by goods like electrical goods and pressure cookers. The right referred here is because these are quite dangerous. If something happens, a consumer may die. So this is right to safety. A manufacturer should not use aggressive selling techniques to sell a particular product without giving the consumer a chance to select from alternative products available. Which right is mentioned here? And this is right to choose. Everyone has a right to choose what they want to buy, what they don't want. Which right of consumer is violated if the consumers are not allowed to get their claims settled against manufacturer in case they are cheated or exploited? The answer is right to seek readdressal. If something happens, the consumer should apply and he is allowed to go wherever he wants to get the justice. Consumer movement in India has led to the formation of various organizations, locally known as Consumer Protection Council. Consumer forums guide consumers on how to file cases and represent individual consumers in the consumer court. Is this statement true? And the answer is yes, it is true. Under COPRA, a quasi-judicial machinery was set up for readdressal of consumer disputes. The answer is three tier. That is the state level, the district level, then state level, then the national level. That is why it is 3-tier. State level court deals with the cases involving claims between 20 lakhs and 1 crore. So answer is 28, which is C. Logos and certification which help consumers get assured of quality while purchasing the goods and devices, and these are all of them: ISI, IGMARC, and Hallmark. National Consumer Day in India is observed on, it is 24th December. 24th December. World Consumers' Right Day is celebrated on, Consumers' Right Day, and this is March 15th. The organization which sets standards of products at the international level, and this is ISO, International Organization of Standards, or Standardization Organization. Organization which sets international food standards, and the answer is it's Codex Alimentarius Commission. This is the organization for international food standards. So these are the keys for the MCQs we have just taken. So these were the question and answer of this topic. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.